Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, that for that first segment, the half. Take it back, throw it to the video. Okay. That's the jersey sponsor and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. Cancer Kicker Soccer Club. Yeah, gotcha. Well, we're rolling on the river in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, as Memphis Diamond FC is looking to get their offense in motion tonight. Meanwhile, the newest team in the USL, Rhode Island FC, they have 4 results on the road. USL Championship action comes your way next. Absolutely gorgeous night in the Bluff City in downtown Memphis, Tennessee, as Memphis Dynamo FC takes on Rhode Island FC. It was a Saturday night where Memphis had a season-high 27 shots, managed just 1 goal and a draw. I'm Jeff Private alongside J.J. Greer, and they'll have to do something against the newest team, J.J., in Rhode Island FC, who's been pretty stingy on defense.
They've been pretty stingy on defense, and 901 FC, they're really going to have to take their chances tonight, unlike how they did against the Switchbacks. I'm hesitant to say that this is a must-win, but it kind of is. You're facing one of the worst teams in the league, record-wise. Rhode Island FC, the expansion team, only has 1 win, so 9-1 FC really need to take care of business tonight at home.
Well, they split time in net this year for Rhode Island FC, but it'll be Koke Vegas getting the start tonight.
The 28-year-old Spanish goalkeeper, he's seen in minutes in 8 matches this season, has secured 2 clean sheets. Vegas and the Rhode Island FC defense have been really the lone bright spot for the club, as they've only conceded 19 goals. The problem is they've only scored 11, so they're 8 goals in the hole. Rhode Island FC will need a huge performance tonight from Koke Vegas to have any shot at a result.
Meanwhile, for Memphis 9-1 FC, just like the rest of the offense, Bruno Lapa looking to break out. He's 11th in the USL with 25 shots. He does have 4 goals on the year.
The Brazilian number 10 is having a very strong start to the season so far. As you mentioned, Jeff, 4 goals in 12 matches played. Leads the team in shots. 9-1 FC will need Lapa to be very active from the very first minute of this match. If they can get him the ball in the final third of the field, I think it's going to be a very long evening here at AutoZone Park for Rhode Island FC.
Should be a good one here tonight as 9-1 FC looking to get rolling. Rhode Island looking for another road result. Action comes your way next here in Memphis. This is USL Championship Soccer. Well, moments away from first kick tonight here at AutoZone Park in downtown Memphis between Memphis 9-1 FC and Rhode Island FC, the newest team in the USL Championship. And Rhode Island this season 1-4-8. They are 11th in the East. 3 points, though, from the playoff line. They've done fairly well on the road. This is how they will form up. It'll be Koke Vegas in net, as you see. He has 19 saves on the season. Defensively, Steven Turnbull's been very good this year. He'll push up and score. He's got a couple of goals. Connor McGlynn in the lineup for his second straight start after dealing with a little bit of an injury in midfield. And up top, Noah Fusion. This will be his 13th start of the year. He's got 3 assists. And so that's how they line up tonight for Rhode Island FC. Meanwhile, for Memphis 9-1 FC, Tyler Derrick, another start in net tonight. He is 8th in the USL Championship with 35 saves on the season. Carson Baum Stieg 53 duels won on the back line. Bruno Lappa in midfield. He'll be in the center. Again, 25 shots. That's 11th in the USL Championship. And then the big scoring threat up top, it's Marlon. 23 shots on the year. He's 11th in the goals with 5 on the season. Fernando right there on the front of your screen, JJ. He had a nice match against Colorado Springs on Saturday night. He's one of the threats. Again, shots have not been an issue for Memphis this season. Just lately, and as Stephen Glass has talked about, a little frustrating. Even he said on some of the set pieces is what kind of frustrated him the other night.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see him in a lineup there. There's Marlon. You got Fernando. You got Bruno Lappa, the Brazilian trio up front for 901 FC. I think they're going to be excited tonight to play this one, especially after, the lack of goals on Saturday against Colorado Springs Switchbacks. There's another Brazilian right there, Lucas Turchi. So I think the boys are going to be focused tonight, and I think they fully expect to get 3 points here at home.
And they are very well aware of what comes up this week. Chance to get points tonight. Then you got New Mexico, which is going to be a huge challenge on Saturday. Meanwhile, they get to play a new team, a new kid in Rhode Island FC. Again, they're 1-4-8 on this year, but they've played well on the road. They've got 3 draws. They've gotten a win this year, so they've come away with 6 points on the season, as Rhode Island will be in their gold kits and Memphis 901 FC will be in the blues tonight. We are underway here, and it's going to be a nice night. It is clear, 83 degrees, about a 5-mile-an-hour wind. Flag not moving much. The wind is not going to play a factor in tonight's match. Over the top, and they are looking for Marlon deep, immediately trying to push up. Well, exchange a couple of headers there in midfield. And Memphis 901 FC looking to get off to a hot start. They fell behind in the 5th minute on Saturday night, so a quick start would be imperative.
So crucial for 901 FC to get off to a fast start here at home. You definitely want to get that first goal. Even though 901 FC over the weekend, they showed that they can claw back into the game, but I think they can really bury teams, especially a team with only 1 win like Rhode Island FC. If they can get that goal up, they could push on for the second and maybe even third.
Long throw up. First time. Here is the expansion team. Memphis has not played Rhode Island FC at all early this season. Sometimes it's a little refreshing to see a new kid out there to play.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's always exciting to play a new franchise and really, stake your claim, right, dominate them.
Holstead with a long throw in at that time. Clay Holstead out of Birmingham, Alabama. Signed in January, played for Columbus last year, 26 appearances. Soko on your screen there for Memphis 901 FC. He was active in the Colorado Springs match on Saturday night. Rhode Island splitting their keepers this year. Meanwhile, Memphis, Tyler Derrick's done it all in net this year. He's played every match, faced 51 shots. 35 saves on the year. He saved 68.6% of the shots again. And meanwhile, it's going to be Rhode Island pressing up on Memphis. Holstead again to the right side and dispossessed. And here comes Memphis down the left wing, trying to center it up, looking for Marlon in the middle. They'll send it down into the corner, and they'll have to hold off on that instead of taking the offsides.
So far, it's an energetic start from both teams. Right now, 901 FC have done I think a good job of being physical. They don't look like they're being outworked so far. They're matching the energy and effort of this Rhode Island FC team. I know it's early, but we've seen a couple times this season 901 FC have gotten off to fast starts, but the opposing team has as well.
Holstead again puts it up into the middle. There goes Doyle. Doyle leaves it to the right side. J.J. Williams again ahead to Doyle, and Derrick will have to come out just a little bit. Opts to just kick this away and not take any kind of a chance. Right now, Rhode Island doing a pretty nice job of some possession. I know it's just the 3rd minute, but they've come out and had some nice form early.
The thing about this Rhode Island FC team, yeah, they've only won 1 game, but they've only lost 4. They've got 8 draws, so they're a very competitive team. They just quite haven't figured out how to win the games, right? How to pick up 3 points. But 901 FC, they certainly want to start that trend this evening.
Vegas sends it out into midfield. Little contact there, and Sissoko will break it up. Sent ahead by Duncan, and that will be ahead of the pack again. And here comes Vegas. Kogi Vegas, 30 shots faced, 19 saves, 63.3%. He's given up 11 goals on the season. Long and over the top. Here comes Rhode Island with an opportunity and a trip. As J.J. Williams is going into the 18 toward the 6, and Williams taking off his feet. He's pleading for a foul, and so was McGlynn, but they're not going to get the whistle.
I was looking over at the Rhode Island FC bench as well. They were up in arms. I think just about all the players and assistant coaches got off the bench. You can see Conno Smith. Looks like he was kind of talking to the fourth official over there. They might have had a claim on that particular effort, but our center official was right there in position to see that.
You just saw earlier, it's going to be Matthew Corrigan anchoring as the referee, Matthew Schwartz, Art Artuzamayan, the assistants, and Melinda Homa, the fourth official here tonight. Again, right now, Rhode Island FC continues to press up and pressure Memphis, trying to not let 901 FC get very comfortable. Meanwhile, it'll be a throw in here for 901 FC. Bomb Stieg may have rushed it just a little bit to whistle it back. And now they're going to get control of this thing. It's been a little bit physical here in the first 5 minutes, so they just want to gain control. Meanwhile, Conno Smith, I don't think you could have done a much better job selecting your first head coach. He was signed last March of 2023, 4 years as an assistant down at Birmingham, 3 years as an assistant for the Orlando Pride, 11-year pro. Played for 7 teams as a player and captained their Bermuda national team, made 32 appearances for Bermuda.
He's a leader, you know, and he's been a part of teams as an assistant coach for many years now, as you mentioned, Jeff, and he's finally getting his opportunity. It's well earned, and so far, you know, yeah, they only have 1 win, but they're still right in the mix in terms of the season in the Eastern Conference.
Well, when you start a team, you have to make a decision quickly. Do you want a team that's built on offense or defense? He's gone the defensive route, and look, 8 draws. It's nothing to be shy about in the very first season. You've logged 8 points, and right now they're 3 out of the playoff line. Here's a long one over the top, and Sissoko is going to head it on to Derek as he had Holstead pressing on the left side.
Smart defending there from Sissoko, just to shield off the oncoming Rhode Island FC player and head it back to Tyler Derrick.
Meanwhile, it'll be Lapo along the left side. Now they'll send it long into the right on a long diagonal into the right corner. As you'll see, Vom Stieg going into the box so they can break free, and nothing doing along the right side as Luis Fernando is trying to maneuver. Meanwhile, Stephen Glass, head coach Memphis 901 FC, named the head coach in November of 2022. He has seen time in his native Scotland at Aberdeen FC and Newcastle United as a player and academy coach for Atlanta United back in 2018. Made it all the way up to the big club, then went back to be the head coach at Aberdeen before making his way here to Memphis. Done a really nice job. A couple of playoff appearances in his first 2 seasons. Here comes Lapa with the free kick. This is pretty much just as good as a corner, just up from the corner about 10 feet. 901 FC will set up in the top of the box. Now they will go in motion. Here's the delivery. Header to the backside, but possession will be maintained by Hindman. He'll return it. Nothing doing, and Rhode Island will send it away. They look for a shot from distance that time from McKean Moore, but nothing there. Well, Memphis keeps possession here. They'll go in off the back of the head. That will come just to the left of Vegas. He takes the initiative, and a good job being aggressive that time.
Strong defending from Rhode Island FC. 901 FC had several chances to get service into the box, which they did, but it was well defended. All the Rhode Island FC defenders, attacking players as well, were in good position to defend both the crosses.
Scoreless here in the 8th minute at AutoZone Park in Memphis, Tennessee, between Memphis 901 FC and Rhode Island FC. Let's see what Rhode Island does here, and they'll give up the ball, and Memphis a chance to get out and run to the right side. That's Lapa. Lapa has Marlin ahead. He threads the pass, the shot, and that just misses to the right of the post.
Huge missed opportunity right there for Marlin. You can see the cheeky smile on his face. He knows with his quality and the caliber of player he is, he just really can't miss those, quite simply, Jeff. He's basically almost in the 6-yard box. What a pass that was from Bruno Lapa. He waited, and then just threaded the needle right there. Marlin just had all the time in the world and just pulled that shot. Oh, what a wasted opportunity that was for 901 FC.
Beautiful delivery, beautiful service, as you mentioned. And Karife Yeo was the second defender out of Montreal, Canada, carrying there. Watch that ball go through. I think he thought Vegas may come out and take it, but Rhode Island dodges a big one there.
Oh, they dodged a huge bullet on that one. Marlin, I would have bet a lot of dollars. I don't have much, but I would have bet a large sum of it that, especially with the form that Marlon has been on, Koke Vegas, the goalkeeper for Rhode Island FC, he really didn't stand a chance. The entire far post was open.
Mark Ibarra taking on his feet. They'll go deep, and here comes Derek to take an opportunity away. And Derek will get 9-1 FC settled in here in the 9th minute, still scoreless. Sends that one high just across midfield as Memphis will set possession. Along the left side. Through the middle, they'll go over the top. They were looking deep to Marlon. Good job by Koke Vegas to come out to the top of the 18, not provide the opportunity.
He's well positioned. You can see why he's wearing the captain's armband. He leads the team from the back with his communication. You see the distribution from his feet as well. Just pings that right to midfield.
Rhode Island came out early and had possession in the first 3 minutes. Memphis has done a nice job to settle that down just a little bit. They've traded off about 50-50 as they'll go, and it'll be a one-hopper as Derek comes to the edge of the 18. And Memphis with the only opportunity early in this match. Shot just sailing wide to the right of Vegas 2 minutes ago. Well, Memphis will have to start for the back line and build up. Contact made there, and that will be a whistle. The foul coming up on Rhode Island as Santos was taken off of his feet. The Brazilian Marlon Santos up top with 5 goals on the season. He was the USL Championship nominee for Player of the Month.
Right now, Jeff, looks like Marlon is struggling a little bit, but I just have a feeling he's going to get that goal back, maybe even a couple. Just the type of player, the caliber of player he is. And of course, we know the form that he's been in. He was a Player of the Month nominee for the month of May, having scored 4 or 5 goals in the month of May. Jeff, I have a strong feeling he's going to get that one back if he gets another opportunity.
Trying to switch the field. They're looking for J.J. Williams a couple times out of Montgomery, Alabama. Couldn't find him, but they do retain possession. Retreating that time and picking it up was Olivas out of Brazil. An NCAA champion at his time at Marshall University. Known for football, but they're a championship soccer program, so a good pedigree for Rhode Island.
Yeah, Marshall University, they've done a great job with recruiting international players. They've got a strong NIL for soccer, for men's soccer there in West Virginia at Marshall. They've done a great job over the last couple of years.
So Vom Steeg trying to give their fans something to cheer about early in this one. Now looking for someone. He'll just have to come down to the right sideline. Nothing doing for 9-1 FC that time. It's going to be returned by Rhode Island as both teams just jockey for some possession. That will finally been sent out to the far side as Stephen Turnbull, the closest to that is Borzak gave chase as well. Borzak very active Saturday night. See what he can do. He's another player that's always right around the net. Could this be the breakthrough night for Borzak?
Yeah, Borzak, he's always extremely active. He's got a little bit of some nervy defending moments right there for 9-1 FC. He's always very active, but I'd love to see him maybe take a little bit more responsibility in terms of the goal scoring. 9-1 FC have been a little bit off the past few games in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. Maybe we can see another player outside of Marlon put the ball in the back of the net.
It's McGlynn that had it, and he'll just drop it back along the back line where Vegas will let everyone regain their shape. He will go long right down the middle. 13th minute, and we are scoreless. Only shot coming for Memphis 9-1 FC as Marlon missed wide to the right of Koke Vegas early. Rhode Island looks to work the left side, see if they can get something going off the head of Doyle. Sent back away into midfield. Now a counter opportunity for Memphis. That's Lapa, and he'll just get ahead. Tough one right next to him, but Lapa just a step ahead, and the flag went up.
Yeah, he was just offside. He was trying to get the early jump there on the quick defenders. I believe that was Chumasi in the back that really hunted Bruno Lapa down, although he was offside. If those roles were reversed, if it was Lapa passing it to Marlon, 9-1 FC might have stood a better chance of staying onside and getting a goal.
Injury report. As you see, Rhode Island is in good shape. No one out, but as Brett is out for Memphis tonight, and so only one player between the two teams out tonight. Campbell Clinic's injury report. Down to the right side again, sit back away. So an opportunity here for Rhode Island. That'll be gathered by Holdstead on the far sideline. No one down the right wing, and now 901 FC looking for a counter, but a slip there keeps the ball for Rhode Island. Udarce whip the ball over to Holdstead. They'll punch it back through to the corner, and they've got 4 kids inside the 18, but nothing doing on the service from the right wing. So Rhode Island will just retreat, regain their form. Yayo to the right side. See, anchors the middle of that defense. Now headed out a little bit more dangerous than it initially looked, as Rhode Island had a pair down in the corner. Udarce back to the left along the sideline, feeding it to Alves. Now they'll just settle in. Yayo again. Yayo will switch the sides of the field to the right. Kept in bounds, but he's going to be offsides. And he got the leg up a little bit high that time. I believe that's what the whistle will be as they bring it back. 16th minute here, and we're scoreless. Now you see Rhode Island starting to press up yet again.
No, they've had a very strong 15 minutes start to this half. I mean, their record really doesn't reflect the type of talent. This team has a lot of talent. J.J. Williams, former MLS level talent. They've been strong defensively. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the back of the net, and really that just takes time. That takes time for the offensive unit to gel and really to work together. It's hard to score goals. It's a lot easier to defend the goal instead of score the ball. So I think, so far they've passed the eye test in the first 15 minutes of this match. I think, this isn't just going to be an easy win by any stretch of the imagination for 901 FC. And, from what I've seen so far, I think Rhode Island FC, they'll see some success this season.
We talked about Memphis and some of the issues they've been dealing with. Like, they're 5th in the league in goals of 19, but 4th in 201 shots. Just been the last couple of weeks where they've had a little issue finding the back of the net. Meanwhile, Rhode Island only 11 goals this year. That's 22nd, but they do put pressure on their 14th in the league, 157 shots. So they'll get their fair share of opportunities.
And they'll get some opportunities. And let's face it, Jeff, this game should be 1-0. Marlon had a shot about 8 yards from goal and just missed the target, which we've rarely seen from him. But unfortunately for 901 FC, we've seen a lot of that in the past 3 or 4 matches.
17th minute, and we are still scoreless as they sort things back along the back line. Not an overly physical match, as they'll talk to Lucas Churchy there at midfield for Memphis, and also J.J. Williams for Rhode Island FC. Just maintain control of things early here on a Wednesday night. Sissoko will just drop it back here to Derrick. And here comes the press on again. J.J. Williams pushes up. Seems to be a thing that's, at least in the last 2 matches that you and I have seen, that has maybe been a little frustrating. It'd be frustrating for any team, not just 901 FC, is when your back line just doesn't have the extra few seconds to set up, look ahead. Those forwards come down, don't let you get comfortable. Here's a quick throw in, meanwhile, for Rhode Island. Centering pass was deflected, kept up. Here's an opportunity, turning and shooting in a goal. And Rhode Island FC will draw first blood, and it's going to be Connor McGlynn out of Queens, New York, with the goal. Second game in a row at home where Memphis 901 FC will fall behind.
Fantastic goal from Connor McGlynn, the midfielder for Rhode Island FC. A lot of times he's the pendulum in midfield for Rhode Island, moving the ball left and right, but what a beautiful strike this was. You see a deflection there off the boot of Akeem Ward. What a flick this was from J.J. Williams, and what a volley that was. Off the half volley for Connor McGlynn, just a side volley, and just looked like he beat Tyler Derrick at his near post. Fantastic goal for the midfielder, and of course 901 FC once again punished for not finishing a few minutes earlier from Marlon.
Take another look, and the ball hung up just enough for him to get the one-timer. And really not much of a chance for Tyler Derrick there, because of the initial Initial centering pass was deflected, and as you mentioned, got the really nice flick, sat there on his foot.
Yeah, just a really nice technique from Connor McGlynn, the midfielder. He's a technical player. He's also got some size as well, probably about 6'3", 6'4", and moves around the pitch really nicely. Just a great finish for Connor McGlynn, and 901 FC once again will have an uphill battle.
Right, Connor Smith, their head coach, has to be happy, and so does Connor McGlynn. McGlynn got a start against Detroit City on Saturday night. It was his first start since April 6th. He missed 5 games in between there with an injury. Had a couple of games where he came off the bench, but a second straight start since getting healthy, and that's little infusion back into the Rhode Island club.
Oh, he's a proven starter in this league. Former Hartford FC player in Connecticut. He's made the move to Rhode Island, stayed in the Northeast, and you can just see his quality shining through.
That's nothing new. He's got a couple Sports Center top 10 plays, so that's kind of a ho-hum goal for him. It's spectacular for us to see in midair, but he's made the top 10 a couple of times. Here's Fernando, and they'll give that up, and they've got a chance for a breakout. Again, they've got Doyle pushing to the left. They'll send it out wide to the left. Centering pass just too strong that time. They had opportunities in there. They had Gabby Alves out of Brazil waiting on the backside of the 18, but a little too strong on the entry pass. 20th minute in Rhode Island FC with a 1-0 advantage here in Memphis over Memphis 901 FC. Look there at Kofi Chimesi out of Atlanta, Georgia, joined in January. Spent time with Atlanta United 2, went pro back in 2017 with FCV Constanta over in Romania. So some international experience for the Atlanta native. Right now, Memphis just having a tough time pushing the ball up the field here on this inbounds pass in the 21st minute. So a 3-1 shot advantage for 901 FC, but the one shot, they made it count on the McGlynn goal. There's a hard foul. May have caught one in the face, obviously, by his reaction. They're going to talk a little bit here with Ibarra. Doesn't look like they're going to issue a yellow. But everyone up and okay, and so that's good to see. You just see Rhode Island 11th in the East, but you take a look at the standings, and 3 points away from getting into a tie for 8th. However, they would still be on the outside of the playoff line due to the goal differential. But still plenty of time to go in the season. They're not that far out.
Oh, plenty of time, and I think especially if this team starts to figure out how to turn some of those draws into wins, into 3 points, they'll move up the table very quickly.
Out to the right side. Here comes Memphis. That's going to be Fernando. Fernando has 3 just off to his left, now 4 in the top of the 18. Fernando maneuvers. He'll dump it down to Duncan into the corner. Nice job by Nadarse to ride him off the ball. Fernando will grab it right back, so he gets the interception, and Fernando pushes it out into the center. Soft touch, but Vom Steeg will pick it up. Sissoko now. So Memphis will have to pull back just a little bit, get a little bit of spacing here, regain their shape. Vom Steeg. And they are looking in the corner to Marlin. Marlin trying to thread the needle, and nearly a one-timer by Borzak. Coming through, just missed that opportunity.
Fantastic ball from Marlin. He just whipped it right into the box, took a massive deflection, and Borzak with the hard work getting near post.
Hyndman with service into the box. He was looking for Fernando, but it's going to be again Kogi Vegas who comes out. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, really good ball from Marlin, and just right off the left toe of Dylan Borzak. Almost caught that left toe. I think if he would have gotten any kind of touch on it, it was at least going to be on frame and probably would have been a goal, but strong defending once again from Rhode Island FC.
That'll be through, and Rhode Island will now take a breath. Looks like they were going to hurry the throw in, but they will settle things down, bring everyone down, and they'll try to set up a possession for opportunity here.
So far, a very professional performance from this Rhode Island team. They've gotten their goal, and they've really slowed down the match, and 901 FC, besides the one Marlin goal, haven't really threatened too much as Zach Duncan kicks it out for a Rhode Island FC corner kick. And this one could be dangerous, Jeff. Rhode Island's got some players with some pretty good size.
That's about all they could do that time. They had J.J. Williams sitting there, and Duncan could only just kind of flick it out of bounds. It's frustrating when you have to do that, but better to be safe than sorry at this point. Now you defend the set piece in the corner. Yeah,
he'll be a little bit upset with himself. Wonder if he maybe had a little bit more time, but J.J. Williams and those Rhode Island FC players have been putting a lot of pressure on this 901 FC back line and midfield, and now it looks like a whole host of a lot of congestion right on the penalty spot, in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. A lot of gold in there for Rhode Island. Looks like, really, Jeff, they've got 10 players in the box. Everybody except the goalkeeper, Koke Vegas, is inside the 18-yard box.
Alvis getting ready for the corner.
And Alvis, of course, the guy taking the corner, but wow. Counterattack opportunity could be on for 901 FC if they can break free.
We'll have Marlin just a little bit high just in case. Now they'll go in motion. Now they are going to rush the box. And they're not going to let them take the corner. Now I got a little shoving going. Anytime you get that many blue and gold kits together, and frustration coming up here on Tyler Derrick, really. He and McGlynn will get them separated here.
Yeah, some big dudes in the box there. And as you mentioned, Jeff, that's a lot of players to be in probably about a 5-yard box right there. There's definitely going to be some physicality. You see Akeem Ward just
he and Yayo talking.
Explaining to Yayo, it's like, hey, man.
Akeem's giving up a little size to Yayo there.
Yeah. Now Alvis is giving some hugs. We got hugs, and we got a lot of talking. There's a lot going on in the 6-yard box.
All right, we're going to set it up again. Oh, you can see the jockeying right in front of Derrick right now.
You see Fernando's doing a great job of keeping his hands free, showing the ref, I'm not using arms, I'm not using hands or anything.
There's a lot of motion. Here we go. And a whistle before it even got to Derrick. Someone got ahead.
All that for a foul there. And you saw Tyler Derrick was trying to move quick, and I thought he was going to kick it off the Rhode Island FC player for standing in front, but he elected to try to pass the ball and just kicked it out of bounds instead.
Well, Derrick with a gentle nudge as he came out for the kick as well. Wanted to get his piece in there.
Yeah.
Halstead, long throw in. Header left, and another shot and a save. Second opportunity goes high. And that time, Derrick able to turn Rhode Island away. And Memphis fortunate not to be down 2-0.
Extremely fortunate. What a save that was from Tyler Derrick. I have no idea, however, how Connor McGlynn did not get his second goal there. It looked like he was on the 1-yard line, essentially, and somehow popped the ball over the goal. But give credit to Tyler Derrick, who made a huge save on the goal line.
27th minute remains a 1-goal advantage for Rhode Island as Duncan in the center, looking ahead to Fernando. Turns, gets it to Marlin. Now feeds to Hyman. He's got Borzak and Fernando in the box. Marlin sets up high. Memphis from about 25 yards out. Hyman delivers to the left again. That's going to be Akeem Ward to the left. And it's going to be Rhode Island FC again. Nice job defensively to turn Memphis away. Boy, it set it up as a nice possession, but Rhode Island could have easily been up by a pair. Let's take a look, and it started off with an excellent throw-in by Halstead.
What a save it was from Tyler Derrick, but look at that right there. How did Connor McGlynn not get his second goal? You see him slam his hands onto the floor there. He just missed it wide, it looked like. Tyler Derrick got across, got up quickly, and it looked like he might have had it covered, but Connor McGlynn, you saw his first finish for his first goal. He definitely should have scored that second one.
Well, it was Mark Doyle, the initial contact out of Dublin, Ireland, and that's where Derrick came along with the initial save. The McGlynn shot just went wide.
And that could be the opportunity that 901 FC needs to kind of wake up. Both teams have had two essentially wide open goals that have been missed. Of course, Rhode Island 1-0 up, but now we're even in terms of wide open chances missed.
Again, Alvis along the left sideline. He'll go up high to Borzak. Nice job by Vom Steeg defensively. Won that duel. However, Rhode Island FC retains possession. Borzak trying to pressure. They'll work it back to Nodarse. Duncan. And a push from behind. Mark Doyle with the arms extended. Could see that one pretty obviously for the officials.
Yeah, easy call there. A good hard tackle from Mark Doyle.
Into the corner. The last time Marlon was in the corner, he had a one-timer opportunity to Borzak as he's taken off of his feet. It'll stay with Memphis. For the last time that Marlon was down there, threaded the needle along the goal line, and it was just about an inch ahead of Borzak.
And it was a great ball from Marlon into Borzak, but I'd really like to see, I know Marlon wants to stay active and get involved in this game, but I'd like to see him stay in between the posts, see him battle it out here, and see him try to get a call there. I'd like to see Marlon kind of occupy the center backs and stay between the posts. He'll have much more success and chance of getting a goal instead of being out by the corner flag.
That was Frank Nudarce out of Cuba. The last 2 years of Rio Grande Valley, had 46 appearances. Is on the Cuban under-20 team. Was a part of that 2018 CONCACAF team in the CONCACAF Championship. So at midfield, it will be Rhode Island FC to bring it in. Chemesi will throw it in.
It's been a great battle between Lucas Turchi, the center back for 901 FC, and J.J. Williams. See, once again, two big bodies just battling out. Every time there's a header, it's like thunder battling it out in the back line. And see him once again. Lucas Turchi's done a really good job with J.J. Williams, once again poking it away from him.
Right at midfield, and this time it's going to be Fernando taking off his feet. Williams, he's got some numbers. Did not recognize at first. He'll come back in the middle. Now he looks along to the backside, and that pass will be just a little bit too much as it makes its way out of bounds.
Good idea from the big number 9 center back, J.J. Williams. You get a good look at him right there. He's got a good turn of pace and some good feet for such a big man. 901 FC and Lucas Turchi in the background there. He's done a good job of staying close to him, but if you give him any kind of space, he's got a thunderous right and left foot, can also score with his head. So 901 FC will need to play very close attention to him.
Well, it's even at 3-3 on the shots, and the only 2 shots on target have come from Rhode Island. They were able to put one in the back of the net on the one-timer by Connor McGlynn. McGlynn nearly had a brace. And also Mark Doyle, had it not been for a point-blank save by Tyler Derrick, would have been able to get on the board for the second time this year. Here comes 901 FC, cross midfield. The work it to Lappa. Lappa will set things up in midfield. Fernando back to the left side. Hyman pushes up. He's got Borzak, Marlon, and Lappa in there. That's going to be deflected away. And now here comes a set-piece opportunity for Memphis on the corner. And here's where Stephen Glass wants to make the most of this type of opportunity.
Looks like it's going to be Bruno Lappa on the corner kick on the set-piece opportunity. The big boys, Lucas Turchi, Sissoko, Carson Vomsteeg, they're all in the box. Bruno Lappa will need to whip this right on top of the 6-yard box.
In motion. And that's going to be right into the hands of Vegas.
And just way too close to Koke Vegas, who's had very sure hands, very good positioning as well, but it's got to be better service from Bruno Lappa. He needs to get those center backs that I just mentioned involved. They're very capable of scoring goals.
So a 1-0 Rhode Island FC lead, their first season in the USL Championship. And again, Conor Smith hired last year, and here's a breakaway opportunity, and that one's going to be just punched a little bit high as well. I believe he got off sides back there as well. You can see his frustration as Mark Doyle walks his way back.
I hope that Mark Doyle, for his sake, knew that he was offsides, because that was a very lame chip opportunity. Right. It's going to take a lot more than that to beat Tyler Derrick, the goalkeeper for 901 FC.
Yeah, and Doyle, he displayed his displeasure. He's going to draw a yellow for that as well.
I wonder, was it because of complaining or because he did try to chip Tyler Derrick after the flag was raised and the whistle was blown? I think he was trying to say that he didn't know the whistle was blown, that he was offside, but Matthew Corrigan, our center official, is like, I think you knew better.
Ibarra punches out. We talked about the newest team, Rhode Island FC. They had their first match March 16th, and what a way to start things out, JJ. A 1-1 draw of New Mexico United, who's been outstanding this year. They did it in front of a sold-out crowd of 5,252 up at Bernie Stadium. This year, they're trying to get a stadium built up there. They're playing at Bryant University right now, and so nice job to have that sold-out crowd to start their franchise.
Oh, a lot of excitement up in the Northeast, up in Rhode Island, and you can see why. I mean, there's always the excitement of having a new professional franchise, but they've got a good product as well.
Here's a chance again. The service a little too strong, as you saw Mark Doyle in the middle just get ahead of the pack.
Yeah, he was going to be offside if that ball were to reach him anyway.
Through the midfield, Memphis gets it to Sissoko. Vomsteeg on the near side, but instead they'll go up to Lapa. Lapa right side to Duncan here in the 34th minute. Lobs that one. Marlon's got a chance, pokes it, and this one is going to be offsides. The flag went up behind the touch.
That one had to have been close. You can see the disbelief on Marlon's face, because what a touch that was over the shoulder, and it was a great finish as well as he chipped the goalkeeper, Koke Vegas, but it was all for naught. As see Koke Vegas say, everybody calm down. I knew he was offsides. We're good here.
Santos had the opportunity on the really nice service that went just wide. Had another chance there, but just a step too far ahead of the last defender and draws the offsides. Meanwhile, Rhode Island not wasting any time pushing up Holstead. And that'll be a foul. Not really malicious. Ibarra, though, got his hands extended, and he'll stall it a little bit, make sure he gets that whistle.
Absolutely. I think if one more of those, I'm sure Ibarra might see a yellow card, as Bruno Lapa is trying to say. We were on the counterattack. It's a professional foul there, but, when you're buried probably 30 yards into your own half, it's hard to claim counterattack. But Bruno Lapa, we need to see him more on the ball. 901 FC does.
It looks like they were looking for Duncan on the right side for Memphis. Meanwhile, here comes Rhode Island again to the left. They were trying to push down Alvis again. A little too much pressure. They'll go back to Vegas. Meanwhile, Fernando will press Vegas just a little bit, and he has to hurry to kick out to the right wing.
It's a fantastic ball by Vegas. Being pressured by two 901 FC players, and calmly just chips it out of the back, and now Rhode Island FC are off to the races.
3 ahead, and on the back side, an opportunity. Alvis with the left foot. Vomsteeg able to deflect it. I think Alvis is a little bit more aggressive. May have had a one-on-one opportunity against Tyler Derrick.
Well, you see he's a left foot dominant player. He didn't want to take that one-timer, the initial shot with his right foot. Although he had all the time in the world, as you mentioned, Jeff, but he waited to get on his left foot.
Long throw. That ball's loose after it was initially punched by Derrick.
Looks like we'll have a foul call that will be called back from Matthew Corrigan, the center official. A lot of bodies on Tyler Derrick, who did a good job to punch the ball out, but he's being interfered with a little bit too much by those Rhode Island attacking players.
Well, one thing we've noticed early in this match, even though we're in the 37th minute, is Memphis had to be a little aware of Clay Holstead. I know they've game filmed and everything. They have a scouting report, but Holstead out of Birmingham, Alabama, played at Kentucky, was all Sun Belt. Gets a lot of distance on his throw in. So even if they're playing up the line, you got to be very cautious if you're inside that box.
Yeah, the long throw in, it's always a weapon. It's really like another set piece opportunity. It's like a corner. Every time the ball goes out of bounds for a throw in, it's like having another corner. Holstead also covers a lot of different distance on the pitch as well. He's been getting all over the field.
Looking for Fernando in the middle. Never could get it together. Now Doyle plays ahead and again dispossesses. Sissoko is down behind the play. Over the top. All right, we are in play here. No off, and here comes a one-time opportunity. Hyndman rolls it to the right side, and Vegas again. He's just going to smother that ball.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Dylan Borzak to whip it into Emerson Hyndman, who took a couple of touches, juggled the ball on top of the 18-yard box, and just couldn't quite get a clean strike on the ball. As you see on the replay here, Borzak did a great job of staying on side and keeping possession here. You see him just fire the ball across almost the entire 18-yard box. What a touch that is, first and second touch, but couldn't quite get enough on that shot, Emerson Hyndman.
Unfortunately for Hyndman, wouldn't settle down for the one-timer from about 20 yards out. Would have been a good opportunity from distance, and so he'll take the high hop to Derrick, and quickly finds Vomsteeg to the right. Vomsteeg plays through. They return service. Marlin turning up high, and that shot's going to be deflected. Looked like Lapa with the shot, but punch back out to midfield. Turchi swings it over. Hyman into the 18. Lapa! And that's going to be off Vegas. Had the angle cut.
What a strike that was from Marlin. That came out of absolute nowhere, just no angle as well with the left foot. But Koke Vegas, he knows what kind of player Marlon is and did a great job of being aware and staying home on that near post. You see right off the bounce there, Marlon not even looking at the goal, just unleashes a strike. But Koke Vegas in a great position.
Nice little kick save there. Well, Marlon's done most of his damage or work tonight for the right side. That time he went to the left. Here's Hyndman. Rolls it in, just couldn't get enough on that one. Never would lay down on the turf for him. 39th minute, 1-0 Rhode Island FC here at Memphis. A little push there, and initially it looks like they're just going to call out of bounds, although they're going to give a warning to Bruno Lapa. Not sure if they're going to whistle him for the foul, but they are going to bring him back to talk to him here. Lapa's going to plead his case.
Yeah, it looked like minimal contact from Bruno Lapa. Might have gave him a little nudge in the back, but certainly didn't look like it warranted all that. I looked like he gave Stephen Turnbull a flat tire, as we call it, kind of on the back of the heel there, and the Rhode Island FC player certainly taking exception to it.
Turnbull out of Holtzville, New York's done a really nice job. Spent some time with New York City FC2, 23 appearances. Couple of goals, even playing along the back line. He'll press up. He'll find some opportunities.
Yeah, the back line for Rhode Island FC, they've been very impressive so far. Stephen Turnbull, Karifa Yayo, Nadarse, Clay Holstead have been really strong on the back line so far for this club.
40th minute here. Can Connor McGlynn the lone goal in the opening half of play thus far? Ibarra maneuvering into the left corner. Doyle goes right, comes back to the left, sends it to the backside, and there is a header, and it's going to be Derrick who takes it away. Set up nicely, nice opportunity. No result that time, though, for Rhode Island. So again, they'll press up high toward the sideline, and Vom Steeg off the chest, able to settle it down. But again, Memphis not going the direction they want to right now. Sissoko able to thread the needle out to the left side. Hyman, you've got Duncan in midfield if they can find him, and so they'll pull it back here. Try to get up a solid possession. Hyndman looking for Fernando. That is Vegas that came out of the box to head it away.
Again, great positioning from Koke Vegas. This time coming all the way out of his box to win the header. Sweeper keeper effort to not allow Fernando in behind.
And that's a roll of the dice. If he doesn't win that 50-50 header, you got an empty net sitting there in front of you.
He absolutely had to get that right, and he did with authority.
Again, Vegas with his ninth start here tonight. Jackson Lee, their other keeper, has played in 6 matches this year. He's been solid as well. 15 saves on the year, allowing just 8 goals. But here, midway through the season, I'm sure at some point Conno Smith's going to have to make a decision. Who am I going to really stick with as my main keeper instead of playing that platoon system? Something you do early in the year for a brand new team, but some point he'll likely make a decision and stick with one the majority of the time.
Well, so far, Koke Vegas, he's got my vote for the number 1. He's been arguably Rhode Island FC's best player.
Here comes Duncan. He's got Fernando to his right, sends it out to the left side. Borzak in the middle, Duncan in the middle. Here's the shot off the hand, and another incredible save by Vegas. That time, Hyndman from the left side, and Hyndman very active tonight, but Vegas comes up big again.
Right on cue, you see Emerson Hyndman saying, what do I need to do? How far into the corner do I need to put it? What a parry that was from Koke Vegas. See him wearing the captain's armband. I think we know who the number 1 goalkeeper on this squad is. First time opportunity from Emerson Hyndman, and just a great save. Once again, great positioning. This will be a perfect angle right here, Jeff. Emerson Hyndman, great opportunity, and
header, and that one did not make it to Vegas. Turned away just about a yard ahead. Memphis off the shin, it looked like. Meanwhile, it will be Lapa able to keep it in bound for 901 FC with the left foot. Yeah, that one turned away about 16 yards away, and then he gets it in the back and draws. Oh, he's going to draw a yellow card.
That might be a fair call there. Bruno Lapa was already was warned by Matthew Corrigan, the center official right there, for the last one, for stepping on the back of, I believe it was Stephen Turnbull earlier, and really stopped a counterattacking opportunity. Probably a professional foul right there, a smart foul from Bruno Lapa. You see him just trying to get anything, get a hard left shot, and Mark Doyle was about to be off the races, but Bruno Lapa taking the foul, earning himself a yellow card.
Maybe just a little frustration boiling over for Memphis 901 FC.
Oh, I think there's going to be a lot of frustration right now. You know, you're down 1-0 once again. You've had opportunities to score, and you know you can't look at anybody but yourself in the mirror.
45th minute. We'll see how much stoppage time they have added on here in just a little bit. See if 901 FC gets another opportunity, or if Rhode Island's able to put up a critical second goal. Holstead, again, he can send it deep. He does about 15 yards away from Derrick that time, but couldn't get anything. Now Holstead battling, trying to win this duel, get tied up, contact made as they got their feet tied up, and that foul goes against Rhode Island. Now here comes Memphis to the right side, and that's Duncan. Goes ahead to Marlin. It'll give and go back to Duncan. Excellent slide tackle to break up that opportunity. Meanwhile, Fernando, back of the head of Marlon Borzak, got up. And there will be a 50-50 ball, and that whistle's going against 901 FC on the fouls. Borzak got up high. Meanwhile, that is going to be Chimesi down on the pitch.
Yeah, nothing malicious there at all from Dylan Borzak. Two players just going up for really a 50-50 ball. Chimesi, of course, the larger player, the big center back, number 21 for Rhode Island FC. You see we got 4 minutes of stoppage time.
So, plenty of time remaining here in the opening half. Let's take another look at this 50-50 ball.
Yeah, complete 50-50 ball, and it was just kind of the angle of the two players. Dylan Borzak getting his shoulder into the chest of Chumasi.
Right now, an 18th minute goal by Connor McGlynn, standing up with 4 minutes of stoppage time added. Four-3 shot advantage for Rhode Island FC here in the opening half of play. Baumsteig will just send it along to Tyler Derrick. Derrick busy this evening. And both keepers. Derrick's been outstanding, so is Koke Vegas. Vegas has come up with some highlight saves. That last one with the right hand of the ball going to his left to come across the body. Easily the most impressive save thus far.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, Koke Vegas just off his line smartly, clearing the ball with authority. He's really like an added defender across the back line for Rhode Island FC. They're playing a fairly high line, letting a lot of runners through, let a lot of Luis Fernando runs and Marlon runs, but Koke Vegas really playing that sweeper-keeper role, and he's cleared everything off of that back line.
Well, it's the second match in a row we've seen 901 FC run into just a red-hot keeper. Stephen Glass talked about, look, we had our opportunities against Colorado Springs on Saturday night, had some really good chances as far as shots on target, not just the 27 total shots, but had some great chances. But it's one of those things on a given night when you run into a good keeper that's playing outstanding. It's you take your point. You would like to get the 3 points, so he's happy to get the 1 point, but needing the 3 here tonight. I know it's early in the season, as you mentioned, but 3 points would be huge for 901 FC.
And really, Jeff, it's been a combination of keepers playing really well, but also 901 FC have missed some pretty wide open opportunities. And that's the thing in this league, you know, keepers are going to make some good saves sometimes, but your wide open chances, your full chances inside, in and around the 6-yard box, you got to put away.
Chimesi throws it in. Sissoko returns it. Still should have over a minute remaining here in stoppage time. Trying to find Fernando instead of Lapa. Will go back to Fernando. In the middle, Baumsteig. They played it a little bit too strong. Holstead now leading a counterattack. Up top, J.J. Williams very wisely slammed on the brakes. He was going to be ahead of the pack.
Yeah, Holstead, been very impressive so far. He's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of quickness, good feet as well. He's just a tenacious midfielder for Rhode Island.
High header. J.J. Williams using that big body to try to jockey for position. Little contact made behind the play there. Meanwhile, here comes 91 FC. They were looking for Marlin up front again, trying to get a one-on-one. Duncan off to the right. Fernando. Nifty little dribble goes to the backside. They've got Lopinow in the high corner. Hindman. Nearing the end of the stoppage time. Memphis will have one last opportunity. Vaults that one over the net.
See this Rhode Island defense, they're just doing a great job of just staying straight up, not diving in, frustrating these 91 FC fullbacks and attacking players. You can see that cross actually went out of bounds for a throw-in, so we'll see if 91 FC can lock in this Rhode Island FC team into their own defensive third.
I think Fernando thought they were going to have a corner coming up. That wasn't the case. There will be a throw-in deep from the back third for Rhode Island. Turchi. Boy, you talk about from distance. That was way up there, and he'll send that wide to the right of Vegas. That was the last chance, and that brings us to the end of the opening half of play here in Memphis. It's the road team, Rhode Island FC. They're looking for a fifth result away from Bernie Stadium this year, and right now they've got a 1-goal advantage, 1-0 through one half of play on the goal by Connor McGlynn in the 18th minute. Again, one half of play in the books here in Memphis, Tennessee. Rhode Island FC leading Memphis Dynamo FC 1-0. Well, the fans here at AutoZone Park hoping for a Memphis 91 FC rally in the second half as Rhode Island FC has a 1-0 lead at the half here on a beautiful night in Memphis. And as you have seen throughout the season, Memphis 91 FC wearing their kits with their new kit sponsor, the Cancer Kickers, as they partnered up with this nonprofit organization. And what a great story. So let's hear a little bit more about this partnership.
Memphis versus everyone. If you're from around here, It's in your DNA. It's that chip on your shoulder, an attitude that nothing can stop us when we band together. Now, it's time for that Memphian spirit to shine, as two iconic partners, born and raised right here in Memphis, join forces to showcase what we can do for everyone. Introducing the 2024 jersey partner for Memphis 901 FC, the Cancer Kickers Soccer Club. A third-generation Memphian and business owner, Chris Clouthier, established the Cancer Kickers in 2016. The mission? To provide comfort, community, and connections to children fighting cancer. Since then, the organization has shipped soccer kits to more than 2,500 children in all 50 states and 23 countries around the world. The gift of soccer is priceless. It changes lives and provides hope. That's what this partnership represents. The Cancer Kickers Soccer Club, together with Memphis 901 FC, a local partnership with a global impact. And with the backing of our supporters and soccer fans around the country, nothing can stop us.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2,
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
what a moment.
Rolls it across, Cheney leaves it, Belindres! Regulation time, Doyle, and up in front, rebound, scores!
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Well, 1-0 Rhode Island lead here at Memphis at AutoZone Park. I'm Jeff Private alongside J.J. Greer, and Rhode Island's been impressive through one half of play. We'll tell you a little bit more about this first half a little bit later, but let's take a look around the league. There's a lot of exciting news coming around the USL Championship. Number one, Indy 11's Sean McCauley, the coach of the month, led the Indy 11 to a perfect record. 4 wins in the league, 3 wins in the U.S. Open Cup. Can't get much better than that right now, JJ.
Absolutely a strong performance this season so far for the third ranked in the Eastern Conference, Indy 11.
Talking about League One, the first ESPN2 match of the season featuring Ford Madison FC against South Georgia Tormenta FC. That's going to be June 15th, a Saturday afternoon game at 3 Eastern, and it's always great to get the national exposure.
Oh, absolutely. Just a really good exposure for the league, for the USL, for the United Soccer League as a whole, really across all the divisions, USL Championship, USL League One, USL League Two, and even on the women's side as well. The USL is just such a strong league and a growing league at that.
Well, if you're going to be elite and play for championships, you got to defend your home turf. Louisville City FC, New Mexico United, the only 2 championship clubs still with perfect home records this season. So if you can win your home matches and find a way to get results on the road, you can do it here. Taking a look at the league standings right now, and as you take a look at the league standings, JJ, both divisions a little bit top-heavy. Everyone else from second on down really jockeying for playoff position.
Oh yeah, especially in the Western Conference. In terms of the Eastern Conference, Louisville City, Charleston Battery, Indy 11. Those are going to be some really strong clubs. Louisville City, you mentioned, unbeaten at home, 10 wins. One loss, only 2 draws. Of course, they get the biggest crowds at Lynn Family Stadium. Such a strong and historic club in the USL Championship.
Meanwhile, as you take a look at the Western Conference, New Mexico United with 25 points, Sacramento 24. They've kind of separated them. But you look at Monterey Bay all the way through Las Vegas. So that's just 4 points separating all of those teams. 8 teams for those last 6 playoff spots.
That's why it's so important for 901 FC to get these victories, especially at home at AutoZone Park against a side like tonight and Rhode Island FC, who only has 1 win overall, even though they're a strong team. But 901 FC, they've got to pick up 3 points at home.
Well, 901 FC, they got 45 minutes to try to at least level this matchup or potentially take the lead. Meanwhile, 45 minutes for another result for Rhode Island. We'll tell you more about that opening half when we come back here to AutoZone Park in Memphis for USL Championship action. Well, 1-0 Rhode Island FC lead here in Memphis over Memphis 901 FC. Just 1 goal in the opening half, but that doesn't mean there's not been a lot of action. 16 shots, JJ, and a whole lot of great highlights with some great keeping in the net, too.
Really, 901 FC, they've done a great job, about 60 for 40 in terms of possession percentage there. And you see the highlights here. You see J.J. Williams getting in position. He's been such a big force up top for 901 FC. Akeem Ward probably fortunate not to get a penalty called on him there.
Meanwhile, it was Marlon. That may have been one of the better opportunities for Memphis on great service.
We rarely see Marlon, if ever, miss opportunities like that. That's why he's dumbfounded with the smile there. And, of course, it turned around into this Rhode Island FC goal. You see what a strike that was from Connor McGlynn. Struck it so cleanly, beat Tyler Derrick to his near post.
McGlynn, a little bit later, you'll see had a chance for a second goal. Here's the second best opportunity of the opening half.
Really strong cross from Marlon there, trying to cross it into Dylan Borzak. Really, usually those roles are reversed.
And there was the tremendous save, turning away Mark Doyle. And then McGlynn just missed wide to the right.
I have no idea how Connor McGlynn missed that one. I don't think he can believe that he missed it either, especially after that worldie he scored for the first goal.
And Tyler Derrick with a big save there. Marlon again, and just got offsides there. Could have chipped one in.
What a goal it was. What a finish it was from Marlon if he was onside. But 901 FC, they continued to attack. They just couldn't quite find the back of the net. Once again, really good defending from Rhode Island FC as well.
Great little kick save there by Vegas. Vegas extremely active and came across the body with the right hand on one save so far tonight. Well, here are the numbers in the opening half. Possession dominated by Memphis at 62%, 12-4 shots so far. A little bit closer on the shots on target at 3-2. Expected goals still in favor of Rhode Island with a 1-0 lead. 3 corners for 901 FC, just 1 for Rhode Island. Duels about even there at 55 to 45%. Rhode Island pretty physical. 10 fouls so far in this opening half.
Really, it's been a very even match. I know the possession might be a little bit skewed, but Rhode Island, they're perfectly fine with that. They're fine. They can play without having the ball. They've at times gotten all 11 men behind the ball, and then they attack with numbers, on the counterattack. And really, there doesn't seem to be any glaring weaknesses in their game from the goalkeeper, Coque Vegas. He's been very strong and across their back line, strong midfield, all the way through the forward position. So 901 FC, they really got their work cut out for them here in the second half.
Well, Rhode Island coming off a 2-0 loss to Detroit City on Saturday. They gave up goals in the 36th and 64th minute. They were in that. And as far as discipline, you take a look at the amount of fouls they've had so far tonight, but played their first match with no yellow cards on Saturday night. And they dominated. They had possession, a favorite, 54.5%. So even though they lost 2-0, things starting to, I think Conno Smith starting to see things in his club that he recognizes. Here's where we're playing strong. Here's a few things. A brand new club that we need a little bit of improvement. If they pull off the result tonight, whether it ends up being just 1 point for a draw, if they're able to hold on and get 3 points, this could be a match. If they end up being a first-year team that makes the playoffs, could be one of those matches they're going to look back on.
Oh, it can certainly be a turning point for them coming into a hostile environment in AutoZone Park, playing against a really strong club in 901 FC. And so far, it's been very impressive. They got their goal, which they've struggled. We mentioned it in the pregame. They've struggled to score only 11 goals, now 12, of course, with that Connor McGlynn goal, and only conceded 19. So they've been strong defensively, but maybe with that Connor McGlynn goal, now we'll see more goals from them offensively.
Well, meanwhile, for Memphis Dino and FC, too, you talked about the importance. Some contact made there, and we have 2 players down, and they're calling for the training staff to come out immediately, as it's going to be Vomsteeg for Memphis, and looks like J.J. Williams for Rhode Island FC, both down there early here in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like a big collision between those 2 players. We've seen J.J. Williams throughout the first half. He's a big body. He's a big physical player. He loves the physical battle. It's good to see Carson Vomsteeg up on his feet, getting some water. J.J. Williams now being tended to. But you see on the replay here, Carson Vomsteeg goes up cleanly for the header, and J.J. Williams kind of just in no man's land, just gets caught underneath Carson Vomsteeg.
Yeah.
And
I think as you take a look at that slow-mo replay, I think he may have caught an unintentional elbow, and it looks like maybe around his eye from Vomsteeg when he's coming down, just trying to, again, nothing malicious, just trying to, win the duel on the header that time.
Yeah, it looks like both players are going to be okay, so that's very good to see.
So everyone up and okay, but going back to my point, we were talking about, could this be a game that Rhode Island looks back on, but then the comparison for Memphis, look, still early enough in the season. This is not a defining moment by any stretch of the imagination, but if you don't get a result tonight, you've got New Mexico United coming in Friday night, and then you're right back on the road to Las Vegas next Saturday, June 22nd. So you would much prefer to play from the top 4 in the standings than have to make up ground, because you're about to get into that grind part of the middle of the season.
Especially when you're having to travel and go on the road and face these really hostile environments against tough teams, and especially against teams like this, like Rhode Island. They are a decent team. I think they're better than their record reflects, but you're still at home. They're still a brand-new franchise.
Duncan, meanwhile, about 30 yards high. Memphis has Marlon and Borzak in the middle. Here's Duncan again. Near the goal line, feeds it up. Lapa back outside to the right. Through ball, headed away. Little touch that time by Hyndman. Keeps possession from Memphis momentarily. Sissoko will keep it right at midfield. Comes Vomsteeg. He'll just drop it on back to Turchi. Turchi, They'll switch sides of the field to the left. He's got Ward to his left, punches it in, and rolling back out is going to be Fernando. He's going to have to track this one down, and going to be, well, that's going to hit the post. Stayed in bounds momentarily, but it will find its way across the line.
Yeah, really odd play there. It's not often you see that where the ball travels across the entire width of the pitch and then hits the corner flag and stay in, but 901 FC now have an opportunity to kind of keep it locked down and into the Rhode Island defensive third.
Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, really rare here. You see Fernando kind of running away like.
Got to pull the pin.
Yeah.
So 3 minutes in. And just a little bit of stoppage after a collision between Vom Stieg and J.J. Williams, both up and okay. Send it ahead and Borzak ahead, and here comes Vegas out. But I've been impressed by Vegas. Now, look, he's come up with some highlight saves. One across the body, the kick save early in the midway through the first half. But I think he's done a really nice job. As he really knows when the roll of dice come out to the top of the 18. We've seen him come outside the 18 on a dual header. As Turchi gets to the back of him, he's going to pick up the foul. But, you know, Vegas very aware of his surroundings back there in net. And again, it's going to be J.J. Williams down for a second time early in the second half.
J.J. Williams, he's just such a physical force. I know I keep mentioning it time and time again, but this is exactly what he wants. He wants to try to hold up the ball. You see him kind of throw his body into Lucas Turchi and then drop his body. Completely baited Lucas Turchi into that, but it certainly is a foul as you saw Lucas Turchi kind of lower the shoulder into the back of J.J. Williams. But this could be potentially a dangerous opportunity for Rhode Island FC depending on the service.
About 40 or so yards high here. Ibarra will take it from 15. Williams, and that one's going to get on the ground. A little contact made. May have been off as well. That's going to give it back to Memphis there. Had an opportunity, but nothing really developed there on the free kick. Memphis will bring it back out to Akeem Ward. Ward pushing through, and again, another counter opportunity for Rhode Island. Boy, and they've got some numbers up ahead, especially to the near side. That's exactly where they'll go, out to Turnbull. Just over Williams' head. Looking to backdoor that one and see if they could get Tyler Derrick having to go post to post.
That all started with a turnover caused by the Rhode Island FC midfield. I've been so impressed with the midfield trio of Clay Holstad and Connor McGlynn, Mark Ibarra. They've just really controlled the pace of this match from the midfield, from the center of the pitch.
So McGlynn, the goal scorer in the 18th minute. He'll take the corner. Then his second straight start after missing some time, 5 matches due to injury. He had a couple of matches where he came off the bench, but did not garner a start since early April until their match Saturday, and that's going to go right into the hands of Tyler Derrick.
Once again, really strong hands from Tyler Derrick, commanding in his positioning as well. Two really good goalkeepers in this match, Jeff. Koke Vegas for Rhode Island FC, Tyler Derrick for 901 FC. Veteran goalkeepers, really capable.
Hyman will have to send it back to Sissoko. Here in the 52nd minute, early in the second half. Back and forth now. Turchi to the left side. Sissoko. Again, 901 FC not able to push up right now. You should see the too high for Rhode Island. They'll try to go deep. Nothing develops for 901 FC. Now another counter opportunity and just let it a little bit too much. They're trying to go right down the middle on the long service. I believe they're trying to find McGlynn again. Doyle very active. And McGlynn pushing up. But it was McGlynn they were looking for right down the middle. 901 FC in dangerous territory, not being able to get this back out of their defensive third. Off the chest and a nice screen by Sissoko.
Yeah, good defending, team defending there in terms of the duo between Lucas Turchi and Sissoko. Got a lot of contact there between Yayo and Marlon, but Rhode Island FC so far, probably the last 5 minutes of this match, Jeff, of the second half, they've really been dominating possession. taking it to 901 FC.
And Marlin taking off his feet, no whistle. They're going to look to the right side of Stephen Turnbull. He makes contact out of bounds with the ball, not able to keep the footing in. And so now here comes Duncan. He'll double up as Turnbull applying a little bit of pressure there as it's Ibarra who comes up, now back along the left side. Right now, early in the second half, FC, it's a little uncomfortable, really not able to gain a lot of possession here.
Yeah, kind of a little bit lackadaisical in the midfield for 901 FC, not commanding the ball right, not making strong runs, getting the ball off the center backs, Sissoko and Lucas Turchi. Lucas Turchi and Sissoko kind of having to send the ball long, just play long ball, the long ball game up to Marlin and Dylan Borzak.
Off again, and so they'll get the kick. Yeah, their defensive third. 54th minute again, an 18th minute goal is the difference right now for Rhode Island FC. Connor McGlynn scored that goal. Vegas going to go long and take a chance. Well, written off the ball, you're going to get the whistle there. That time Turnbull put a shoulder into him. Again, not a malicious hit or malicious contact, but when the arm came in, it was able to turn the body. Pretty easy call there for the officials.
Yeah, good effort from Turnbull. You might as well take the foul there because 901 FC, they're buried deep in their own half. Risk versus reward. The reward, if you win the ball in that area, it's a very dangerous area, and if you foul, it's really not that big of a deal. 901 FC is buried in their own defensive third.
Well, what's on the line tonight for Rhode Island? If they pull off the 3 points here tonight, point-wise, they would be tied in 8. Now, they would not have the tiebreaker due to the point differential, but still, as you see head coach Kano Smith, he'd be pretty tickled to leave Memphis and at least see himself right there vying for that last playoff spot.
Oh, absolutely. And really, they've got a lot of talent, at least in the starting 11. I think they're going to start working their way up the Eastern Conference table.
So 901 will throw it in from deep in their own territory in the 55th minute. Again, it was a 12-4 shot advantage at the half in favor of Memphis 901 FC. Stays 12-4. No shots. And no shots on target early in the second half. A lot of action in the middle third.
Yeah, and not a lot of meaningful possession for 901 FC in the final third, which is really where they want to possess the ball. We're seeing a lot of passing, a lot of east-west passing along the back line right now when Rhode Island FC pressing pretty high up the field. I wouldn't be surprised, Jeff, if Stephen Glass, if he starts looking up and down his bench to see maybe what attacking options, what kind of energy he can infuse into this match.
Well, again, 83 degrees in Memphis tonight. It is humid in the Delta, so we'll see how long it takes for either one of these staffs, whether it's Stephen Glass or Kano Smith, to decide, look, we need some fresh legs in there. We need to push up top.
It's also a midweek game, right? So you don't get that week-long break that you typically would from a Saturday to Saturday match. So I wouldn't be surprised if both of these teams, if we see some subs right around the hour mark.
The 901 able to get a possession here. Hindman, he'll deliver it to Fernando, back to Duncan. Duncan to Sissoko. Again, he'll set in the midfield circle. Works his way up. Lapa to the right. You've got Borzak, Fernando, and Marlin in the high 18. Memphis not able to get it there. Another nice job defensively by Rhode Island, and they've got a chance for a counter. They don't have the numbers. They do have a couple of those gold kits up high, and they took a look at J.J. Williams. Memphis able to turn it away and maybe get a counter of their own, and Vegas way out of the box. He had Borzak coming up. We've got a Memphis player down right now, and that is going to be Marlin. Boy, that's a guy you got to have in this match.
No, absolutely. Kind of looks like he's going to be okay. I wonder if off the ball there, once Bruno Lapa picked up possession at midfield, and Marlin took off running towards the goal, I wonder if he was impeded and maybe took a shot to the face off the ball.
58th minute.
Now it looks like Marlin has to step off the field because the athletic trainer for 901 FC stepped on the field.
And Marlon will jog out to the sideline and have to wait to be re-entered into this match at the next opportunity. So here in the 58th minute, it's going to give us a little bit of stoppage time on the back end. We'll see if either team needs it, either to break up a even match or if it's for Rhode Island to hang on. Right now, they've got the 1-goal advantage.
Yeah, and so far, performance-wise and energy and effort and just controlling the game, you really got to give the edge to Rhode Island FC in this second half. They've done a great job of continuing to press 901 FC high up the field. They've had more meaningful possession, and they've had a couple opportunities as well early on in the second half.
So here is Ward trying to circle out of trouble to Sissoko at the center back. Now works it up to Hyman. Hyman, little bit of space. Had Borzak. Now here's Marlin. Marlin with the left foot, and that's going to sail in front of the goal. Nice effort by Lapa trying to track it down, but too strong as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit too strong there for Marlin, but good to see him back on the pitch. It looks like he's jogging around. He looks bouncy up there. 901 FC will need to continue to find his feet and really just clean it up in the final third. If they can clean it up and have a little bit better service and get some shots on target, you know, I think they'll at the very least be able to tie this match up.
Darce with the throw-in. Vom Steeg returns it on the header. Memphis able to get this one settled down, and they'll earn possession. Ward looking toward the left corner. Kept in initially on the goal line, but the effort sends it out of bounds along the sideline.
Yeah, good smart play there from Marlin. Instead of allowing that ball to go out of bounds for a goal kick and allowing Rhode Island FC and Coque Vegas to kick the ball potentially 70 yards down the field, you know, maybe you can lock them down in their own half on this throw-in and keep the ball in the attacking third.
60th minute here in Memphis. And again, Rhode Island on the road with a 1-0 advantage. Borzak tried to cross. It is deflected, and it's going to spin its way out of bounds.
It's great defending once again from Chumesi, the center back, number 21 from Rhode Island FC. That partnership of Chumesi and Karifa Yayo have just been so strong on the back line for Rhode Island.
Sissoko back to Hyman. Hyman along the sideline finds Ward. Ward brings it back into the center. Quick touch, poke through to Hyman. Hyman crosses to the back of the 18. Couldn't get the one-timer off. Loose ball, though, and it's dangerous. No one able to get to it. Loose about 12 yards out of the net.
Some dangerous moments for Rhode Island FC. 901 FC, now they're starting to put a little bit more pressure in the 18-yard box and get in the 18 third. They're starting to get more numbers forward.
And then possession numbers were dominated by Memphis in the opening half, although they were unable to get anything out of it. Hyman along the back line again at Turchi. They'll just have to feed this one back to Derek and reset. About to enter the 62nd minute. And it's Ward. Goes to the middle. Got Marlin calling ahead. Fernando ahead. Borzak. Here's Fernando with the header. And it's right into the waiting arms of Vegas.
It's a tremendous ball from Carson Vom Steeg. Just whipped the ball and in-swinger into Fernando. Almost feel like Fernando, he was so wide open. I think he couldn't believe how wide open he was. He went for the first-time header, which not a bad effort. I almost feel like he had enough time to maybe even take that ball down. But Coque Vegas has been so strong coming off his line. He probably thought he was going to come off to corral that ball. But what a ball that was from Carson Vom Steeg, right onto the head of Luis Fernando. But unfortunately for 901 FC, it was right down the middle of the goal.
So it'll stay at 1-0. Rhode Island FC advantage here late in the 62nd minute. Vegas plays out of the box. Works it to the right side. Chumesi had that one intercepted. Poked away. Long run along the left side, and a great effort by Duncan to keep it in. He's got Marlin and Borzak. Quick poke, and that will one-hop into the waiting hands of Coque Vegas. Had that been off the line a little bit, further up, maybe a yard or two. Here is Marlin and Borzak racing down.
Yeah, such a tremendous effort from Zach Duncan. He ran probably about 40, 50-yard sprint to be able to keep that ball in bounds, but that was the end product, trying to go with 3 toes outside of the right foot, and probably should have used the left foot or maybe just stayed patient. Once again, poor service from 901 FC.
But Memphis starting the game a little bit more. Now you'll begin to see your first moves. Correaga will be in here momentarily for Memphis. Meanwhile, Burrito is coming in for the goal scorer, McGlynn. Burrito out of Bolton, Connecticut. So McGlynn is off. Again, scored that goal in the 18th minute. Knight Pickering entering for 901 FC. He's got a goal on the year. Youngest club signee and club history back in August of 2022. And JJ, you're talking about a guy that can provide a spark. Knight Pickering, still the youngster out there. Well, he can make things happen.
Yeah, now he's finally got enough time to be able to make something happen. You know, got about 27 minutes, probably about, when you consider stoppage time, closer to a half hour in this match to make something happen.
Correaga in as well here in the 64th minute. Behind the play there, Chemesi down. Maybe with the humidity. Starting to see a little fatigue on both teams. Might be the point of the match. If you're not careful, see a little cramping here in the 65th minute. Chemesi is up. Walking away fine. 14-4 advantage on shots in favor of Memphis 901 FC. 4-2. Shots on target, but the most important number right now is the lone goal by McGlynn that still stands up. Scored that all the way back in the 18th minute. Over to the far sideline now. We're in the 65th minute. Memphis a chance for a counter down to the right side. Pressing up. Borzak was coming down the middle that time, and again Vegas. Rhode Island, a nice job. They do such a good job on that back line. You talked about Turnbull and Nodarse and Ibarra and Yeo screening defenders off. You take a look at the duels won. 90, 75, 53, 73 duels won. Whether it's interceptions or tackles, they just really have really good numbers along that back line.
It's such a strong back line. Really big, imposing players. Good on the ball as well. You can see why they've only given up 19 goals on the season, and they've just really frustrated this 901 FC team. Yes, 901 FC, they've had a couple of wide open opportunities, but other than that, Rhode Island FC have done a great job of getting their body in front of the ball.
Pickering applying some pressure. Correaga to the left side as well. So they got Pickering and Correaga, the two subs, in on the left side. So let's see if they make the attacks from that side as Akeem Ward is down, grasping at his leg, and also it is going to be Chemesi down for Rhode Island. But let's see if Stephen Glass is going to try to work something offensively down the left wing, set something maybe up the middle for Borzak or Marlon. But they've got the fresh legs on the left side of the pitch right now.
They got the fresh legs with Knight Pickering, also a naturally left-footed player with Pickering, so he'll be able to whip in those balls with the left-footed in-swinger. Also, he's got such a thunderous strike, such a thunderous left foot. I'd love to see him get on the ball, and hopefully if you're 901 FC, you'll want him to find a little bit of space and then have a crack at it. So hit some shots on goal, even if you're 20, 25 yards out.
Chemesi across midfield to throw it in. Chance to the right side. That ball squirts through, and that is through the 5-hole. And is it across the goal line? It looks like it is. At least Rhode Island FC thinks it is. And Brito, fresh off the bench, looks like he is the goal scorer. It would be the first of the season. And Rhode Island FC has the all-important second goal.
What a goal that was for Rhode Island FC, just in terms of pure work rate, sheer effort. You see Tyler Derrick is trying to plead his case with the center official, Matthew Corrigan, but the ball did squeak through Tyler Derrick's legs. I believe that was Noah Fuson, number 11, the striker for Rhode Island FC. You see him just kind of wide open, just get a strong strike at it, and it just squeaks right through the legs of Tyler Derrick. Tyler Derrick looks like it's about a 50-50 ball, and Brito just lunges after it.
The smart thing he did, he went in feet first on the slide to push that ball across for Tyler Derrick. I know Tyler Derrick's probably pleading, look, I had possession of it. That's where the contact was made, but on the replay, it looks like he had his feet in there first.
Yeah, it's an excellent replay, excellent angle right here, and you see, man, what's close? Because Tyler Derrick had possession of that ball here, and we've got a long conversation. Tyler Derrick did have possession, but it also looked like Brito got his foot on the ball basically at the exact same time that Tyler Derrick had possession. So it's almost like a 50-50 ball, and it looks like Matthew Carrington is saying that, it's 50-50 ball. He's got every right as you do to go after that ball and try to get it in the goal.
I don't think you could get much closer on the contact with Brito's feet and then Derrick getting his hands on the ball.
So close. I don't think I've ever seen a play like that in my life. I've watched a lot of soccer, Jeff, but I haven't quite seen a play like that.
They'll come over and talk to Stephen Glass. And another yellow was issued.
But, Jeff, you mentioned it, the all-important second goal, whether that was going to be for Rhode Island FC or Memphis 901 FC. Unfortunately for the home team, you can see the look on Tyler Derrick's face. It's going to go to the away team, and now 901 FC have a huge mountain decline. They already had a big mountain decline being 1-0 down to such a strong team defensively. But now with that second goal, really, Rhode Island FC, they've deserved it.
67th minute goal officially, and it's 2-0 now. Rhode Island FC as Brito out of Bolton, Connecticut gives Rhode Island the 2-0 advantage. And they'll be playing with some confidence here over the next 20 or so minutes, 20 minutes plus whatever the stoppage time is. We've had some players go down on contact in the goal, so we're going to have a few minutes in stoppage time. We had 4 minutes in the first half. We may have 4, 5, 6 minutes here in the second half.
Yeah, I've just been so impressed with Rhode Island FC's effort. Even when 901 FC are passing the ball amongst the center backs, they're just pressing everything. It's just been a relentless effort from J.J. Williams up top, and now Noah Fusen is up top for Rhode Island FC. He's continuing to do the same thing. These players across the midfield and up top for Rhode Island, they're just moving all over the pitch. Such a fit team. The heat and the humidity doesn't really seem to be bothering them at all, Jeff.
And you would think a team coming down from Rhode Island in this heat and humidity, and we're not in Memphis, still not near the dog days of summer in the Delta. We're far from that right now, but it's still, as you mentioned, not affecting Rhode Island whatsoever. Look, when you got a 2-roll lead, it's not quite as hot, not quite as humid when you're playing with a lead.
But look, they're still running around the pitch. Guys are communicating. There's no open runners for 901 FC. There's kudos to 901 FC right now. They're staying patient, but that doesn't affect Rhode Island at all when you're moving the ball east and west. Here's
Churchy along the left side. Back over. Left wing Ward. Ward up to Hyman. They'll work it through the middle. And again, Rhode Island just does a nice job of collapsing. First man up. It looks like they may have something going. They collapse. There's another opportunity. And that one is just off to the right side as they go to Tyler Derrick on the right again. But Arce, it looked like. And it was coming up along the far side.
Yeah, excellent run from Nadarce. He's been another impressive player for Rhode Island FC. Just a really steady performance. You see he's a long, rangy player. Can move all over the pitch. You can really see the type of player that Cano Smith likes. He likes these tall, rangy players that can cover a lot of ground.
Fusen to take the corner out of Glendale, California. He's got a goal and 3 assists on the year. And we got a Rhode Island player down in the 18. Didn't see initially if there was good. So that's Williams down again. That's a danger. If you're the big guy, whether it's Williams or you're the big guy on your team and you're told out there to go out there and be the physical guy, that still takes a toll on you. Even if you're delivering a lot of the hits out there, that contact still at times takes a toll.
The it adds up, and I'm sure he's going to be sore on the way back on the plane ride back to Rhode Island, but if this result holds, it's not going to feel quite as bad.
So they'll put one about 4 yards away from the line. Everyone else around 6 to 8 yards out. Fusen's corner. Sissoko heads it out with a whistle first. Boy, now we have some players flying after the call. There's going to be no stoppage of play initially. And I'm not sure, as they're saying something to Tyler Derrick, if he is the player that maybe made that push. Had a couple of gold kits rolling out there after the initial whistle. Ward down to the left. Gets it to Pickering. Pickering going the wrong direction for Memphis 901 FC as they wouldn't let. Nice job defensively. Again, they wouldn't let Pickering make the turn and go forward.
Even deep in his own half. The defenders for Rhode Island FC just pressing, continuing to press 901 FC.
Well, they had Fernando and Marlon up high. Now we're starting to see the effects maybe here in the 74th minute. Starting to see a lot more players, whether it's 901 FC or Rhode Island FC, down on the pitch after a couple of plays. Now you're starting to see that fatigue build up a little bit here in minute 74.
Fatigue, maybe a little bit of gamesmanship as well, Jeff, especially from these guys in the gold jerseys. They've essentially got the win, wrapped up. You're 2 goals up with, probably about 20 minutes left in this match. They're going to be in no rush to put the ball back in play.
Here's the thing for 901 FC. They're fourth in the league, 201 shots, 5th with 19 goals on the season. It's been a frustrating couple of weeks. We've talked about it plenty of times. They're getting the shots, getting the opportunities, not getting the goals. At some point, and of course Stephen Glass hoping that point is tonight, you're going to get 1 goal and something's going to click and they're going to come in bunches. But is that going to be tonight or is it going to be down the road? Stephen Glass hoping for tonight. Rhode Island hoping that's way down the road.
And, the word's out about Marlon now. A lot of these teams have watched the film. They've really keyed in on Marlon. And they're saying, you know what, Marlon's not going to beat us. Bruno Lapa, can you beat us? Is now we're handing out a lot of yellow cards, as you see now, for Matthew Corrigan.
They'll talk to him in just a second. 14-7. Now the shots are starting to catch up here for Rhode Island FC. 4 shots total in the first half. Here with roughly 16 to 20 minutes left in this one, depending on the stoppage time. Already with 3 shots in the second half. Here comes the contact now. And there is the push right in front of the referee. Yeah. Boy, you can't do it there as he took Brito down. I mean, it didn't have to be hard contact. The arm extended right in front of the official.
Yeah, I think Brito, the second goal scorer, looked like he made a meal out of that one, but Carriaga earns himself a yellow card for that.
All right, free kick here. If Memphis can get it here, they'll give themselves a chance. They'll roll it to Hyman. Hyman to the right side. Header. Teams will exchange a couple. And just nothing doing. All right, Memphis 901 FC, they had it within 12 yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was. I'm assuming it was a foul called by Matthew Corrigan, but there were so many bodies in there around the 6-yard box, and Matthew Corrigan had seen enough. This game's getting really physical, Jeff, and Matthew Corrigan, he's going to have his work cut out for him for the last 15 minutes or so of this match.
Stephen Turnbull was the Rhode Island player down on the field. He's got a couple of goals this year. We've talked about Turnbull for that back line out of Holtzville, New York, who's been able to push up this year and grab himself a couple of goals. And you can see right there is Marlon Santos, just kind of the frustration there, trying to get a deep breath. Meanwhile, that man's been just outstanding. Koke Vegas tonight came in with 19 saves, and 901 FC could have easily had 3 goals tonight had it not been for Vegas.
It's not only his save making and his shot stopping, which has been spectacular, but just his calming presence on the back line for Rhode Island FC and his leadership. You can see him communicating. You can see him distributing the ball, getting the ball where it needs to go. Really just, he's been the total package of a goalkeeper in this match.
Looking ahead to Pickering. Another chance for Memphis. Carriaga leaves it back. Here's Marlon, the header, and another tremendous save. Vegas lunging to his right.
It looked like even if Marlon would have put that in the back of the net, it was offside. And looks like Koke Vegas is going to put the ball down for the offside kick there, but it's another good ball from Carson Von Steeg, and Marlon just towing that line, but Once again, another good line held by Karifa Yayo and Kofi Chumasi.
So to remain a 2-0 advantage here. 78th minute. Again, Memphis dominated possession of the opening half. It's been a little bit closer to 50-50 here in the second half. Memphis very active, 428 passes, 213 for Rhode Island. Memphis has had the advantage in crossing and crossing accuracy, but they've not been able, as we've talked about a couple times tonight, not able to get that quality second touch.
Yeah, the service has really been lacking in the final third for 901 FC, but you also got to give credit where credit's due. Even when the balls have been on target in terms of the crossing, Rhode Island FC, they've been right there. I keep mentioning the center back partnership of Chumesi and Karifa Yayo, the two center backs for Rhode Island FC. They've just been so commanding on the back line.
Well, Memphis has had the opportunities, but just a hair over 28% on the shooting accuracy tonight. As we get near the 80th minute. And if Memphis is going to find something with a little over 10 minutes remaining, that accuracy's got to be real high as Fernando taken off his feet. Now here's a counter opportunity. And really nice job that time by Turchi to ride him off the ball. Just get that ball to bounds and stop the counter opportunity. Meanwhile, player behind is down, and it looks like it's going to be Lapa. So Bruno Lapa out of Brazil.
Yeah, there's a big challenge there. I believe it was from Chumesi. It's a big tackle on Bruno Lapa, who looks like he's holding his shoulder. Might be a collarbone there. He slammed and hit the ground really, really hard. It's a clean tackle. I know Bruno Lapa is trying to say studs up, but it was a clean tackle. You got to hope that his shoulder's okay. But so right now he's really hanging that shoulder. See the replay here. Yeah, actually there might have been some studs exposed. Yes, he got the ball, but kind of went over the top of the ball as well. And Bruno Lapa just goes down hard on that shoulder.
Now, thinking about that collarbone, does that take a lot of pressure? That's not the strongest of bones up there. So good to see him up and okay. In the 81st minute. And Memphis has had possession, but no results. Off the head that time. Keem Ward trying to redirect it, but it will go wide to the near side again of Koke Vegas.
Yeah, it looked like Akeem Ward was onside. What a ball that was by Samuel Cariaga. Akeem Ward trying to head the ball at the top of the 18. That's a fullback effort for you. I think if he maybe would have had a little bit of awareness of where he was on the pitch and that he really didn't have too many Rhode Island FC defenders behind him. You see the replay here, what a ball that is. Would have loved to have seen Akeem Ward maybe take a touch on that. I think he had enough space and time, but I think he was in a little bit of unfamiliar territory.
Well, even if he was just able to settle that ball off the back of the head, he had Marlon right behind him, but no chance for Marlon there. Now into the 82nd minute time, really a huge factor in favor of Rhode Island FC and very much against Memphis 901 FC. Here comes Marlon. Oh, they're going to cut him off, trying to get the centering pass. And again, just Chumesi, really nice job.
They're so quick as well, just pace for pace staying with Marlon.
So Meza will check in for Memphis. Lapa will come off. Fernando coming off as well. Jimenez coming in. Lustin Paul checking in as well. So Oscar Jimenez out of Mount Vernon, Washington. We see Lustin Paul out of Trinidad and Tobago. He'll check in. So they're trying to get as many fresh legs in there as he can right now.
Really, it's much needed. Probably about 10 minutes left in this match, maybe a little bit more. There's been quite a few stoppages of play. We might get anywhere between probably 3 to 5 minutes of stoppage time, maybe even more. So 901 FC, they're definitely not out of this game, but the earlier they can get a goal, the better. But they're certainly not going to get a goal giving the ball away cheaply like that.
My gut would say they'd get more than the 4 minutes they got in the opening half. You remember we had Williams and Baumsteig that went down early in the first 2 minutes of the second half, so that got you about 2 minutes there, a goal scored. We've had some other players down, plus a few yellow cards in the match. Early in the 84th minute. If Rhode Island comes away with something here on this possession, that would be the nail in the coffin. So as Paul tries to get it out. And Noe Meza is checked in. Leston Paul is now checked in. Oscar Jimenez in the match now for Memphis. They've got to find 2 goals. They were looking ahead to Pickering. Racing up as Meza. Nice dribble there. That is going to be deflected off of the leg of Lucas Turchi. So Rhode Island going to make some moves. Turnbull coming off, and here comes Smith. Colin Smith out of Jacksonville, Florida. He signed last March on loan from Birmingham Legion. 31 appearances, 3 years at North Texas SC. All-time appearance leader there. Went pro back in 2021. Jamasi down the right side. Jamesi. And that time they just drug down Holstead. Got their arms around him.
It's been a really impressive performance from Clay Holstead this afternoon. Once again, another rangy midfielder for Cano Smith in the midfield for Rhode Island FC. He's a really quick player as well, but that midfield partnership of he and Mark Ibarra just been so dominant in the midfield in this match.
That'll be out of bounds. It'll be in the Memphis defensive third, and it is deep, about 12 yards high, that goal line. Alvis with the throw in. Memphis, a nice job to turn it away, and then they're going to go deep to Pickering. 2-on-4 Pickering trying to accelerate. Gets the center, but just a little bit behind. Pickering did a nice job, just left it a little bit behind.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Knight Pickering. What a ball it was as well. The outlet pass from Carson Vom Steeg, and Knight Pickering did a great job of running that ball down and getting the cross in, but it was just behind Marlon.
One thing I've been impressed, and there's been a lot of things I've been impressed with tonight by Rhode Island, is the fact on their back line, and a couple times it's been Chimesi who's come back. Turnbull's been back there. Yao. They do a really nice job staying hip to hip. Whether you're not able to get the centering pass or you're not able to take that right or left-hand turn and turn the corner, they just don't allow you to get into the middle.
And they've got pace as well, so they can play a high line, and like we see here.
Oh, Pickering going for it, and coming out was Koke Vega, and here comes the red card. He was out of the box when contact was made.
It's a ton of contact there. You see the Rhode Island FC players, including Koke Vegas, not giving too much of a protest there. He's staying on the pitch, but as you mentioned it, Jeff, he was the last man, and oh man, he just took out Knight Pickering, the winger for 901 FC, who went down in a heap, but looks like he's up. He's limping quite a bit. We see here, once again, Carson Vom Steeg with the outlet pass, and Knight Pickering gets a touch on it. Oh, yeah, and Koke Vegas gets no ball whatsoever and just takes out Knight Pickering. Easy call for the red card.
Well, we've seen Vegas come out of the box tonight, roll the dice a couple of times, but that time it will backfire on him.
Yeah, and yep, exactly. He was just a little bit late on that one. See him encouraging his team now. Looks like Rhode Island FC, I'm sure they're going to have to sub in a goalkeeper.
Well, it had to be Jackson Lee. And again, they split time. Vegas coming into this match, I believe it was going to be his 8th start. So Lee had garnered, I believe, 6 starts on the year. And so that's going to be their option. And right now he is over there on the sideline. You know, and Lee, even though he's going to be coming fresh off the bench, has been solid this year. 15 saves, 65.2 save percentage. He's allowed 8 goals. He's faced 23 shots. He's not faced the volume of shots as Vegas, but Vegas has played in a couple of more matches, but he's come up with 15 saves.
Another issue is that Knight Pickering, I don't know if he's going to be able to continue in this match, and 901 FC have already made 5 substitutions.
Well, while they make this decision, don't forget the USL on ESPN2 kicks off the summer with a League One showdown as Ford Madison FC takes on South Georgia Tormenta FC Saturday, June 15th. That'll be at 3 Eastern. So here comes Lee. So they're also going to have to take another player. So you'll be playing a man down. Fusion's going to have to come off as well. So not only you got a fresh goalkeeper in there, a goalkeeper that's not been in, you also got to play a man down. You're going to take Fusion off of the field.
Tell you what, Koke Vegas at least did a good job of not fouling Knight Pickering inside the box and giving up a PK, because that would have been huge if 901 FC could have gotten a PK opportunity and be up a man. But looks like it's going to be probably about, 22, 23 yards out in an ideal position in terms of a free kick opportunity.
Mason, Cariaga line it up. Or you're going to have a lot of stoppage time added on now, sitting here at the 90th minute. Wouldn't be shocked if you see 7-8 minutes added on to the end of this one. Cariaga scores, and it's a 1-goal game on the free kick following the red card. And now it's a lot of new life for 901 FC, depending on how much stoppage time they're going to get out of this.
What a free kick that was from Samuel Cariaga, the left foot. You saw they had 2 players, Noe Meza, the right-footed, Noe Meza, and the left-footed Samuel Cariaga standing over it. So multiple options, and Cariaga just put that right over the top of the wall. Gets a goal back for 901 FC. They're also a man up. It's going to be a very interesting. We'll see how much stoppage time we have left, Jeff.
Well, he got it in the 90th minute. Just punched it through, went to the left side of Lee. Tucked it in just inside the post.
Really clutch free kick right there, right over the top of the wall for Rhode Island FC. And Jackson Lee got a touch on it, but just couldn't get quite enough. See a great replay right here. Jackson Lee fully extended, but couldn't quite get his fingertips on it enough to push it wide.
Well, a 1-goal game and 9 minutes being added on stoppage time. So there is ample opportunity for Memphis 901 FC, but Knight Pickering, and he is the player that made the contact with Vegas that drew the red card. He is back down, so not sure if this is some after effects of that initial contact or not. Could be.
He took quite a shot, Jeff, Knight Pickering did, from Koke Vegas, and now it looks like they're checking his head as well. Look like they're doing maybe almost concussion protocol. Right. And before it seemed like they were looking at his leg, but I mean, he might have landed on his head and also got kicked in his leg. But that would just be so unfortunate for 901 FC if he can't continue in this match. But he took quite a shot.
Well, it could have been that. Could have been something after the goal or after the play. He is down. Now look, he's nowhere near the goal, so something could have happened coming up away from the initial play. Could have been some extracurricular after the play. The fans here in Memphis definitely barking. There's no doubt about that.
It looks like Tulu is off the bench for 901 FC, a defensive player, but I don't think that Knight Pickering is going to be able to stay in this match.
Well, there is Tulu out of Tel Aviv, Israel, signed in January. 60 matches with Hartford and San Antonio. He has international experience in Portugal and Sweden. And so Pickering being taken off the pitch. They'll check on him behind the bench as well. So unfortunate for Memphis to lose Knight Pickering here late. And they're trying, after the red card, they're still trying to get Koke Vegas out. I mean, he's got a red card, had to get him through that tunnel in the dugout.
Looks like they finally were able to get him off the pitch.
You can always put the sunglasses, the mustache on, and try to hide in the stands to pull a Bobby Valentine. 93rd minute. We may have more than the 9 minutes now. Another stoppage here right in the 91st minute.
I mean, that was probably, 3 or 4 minutes alone after the goal was scored.
It's a very realistic possibility. You still have 10 minutes to play in this match.
And 901 FC did have another substitution indeed, so they're still going to be up a man. Now, they did have to bring in another defender, but it looks like now you can see the kind of right in the middle of your screen, Lucas Turchi, the center back, looks like he might be playing up top now for 901 FC, but he's a Swiss Army knife of a player, Jeff. He can play all over the pitch. He's a big body. He's got a thunderous left foot. Looks like he's going to play center back and striker in the same match.
Saw that Cariaga's goal in the 90th minute is third of the season. They'll go over the top again. Like Turchi looking to the back door. A little bit too far ahead that time. Rhode Island, they're pushing up quickly. That's Holstead, finds his own counter opportunity. He goes goal line to goal line, and he's nice job at the very least. He able to milk some time off the clock.
You see him throw the ball away as well, but Holstead, what an impressive run that was. Just opening up the legs, just ran, as you said, Jeff, probably about, 80 yards down the pitch and almost got something out of it and then continues to get back. Just incredible fitness levels from Holstead.
I mean, he's a starter. He's played all 95 minutes of this match. Not as if he came off the bench with fresh legs. 95th minute and a 2-1 Rhode Island FC lead. Memphis would have loved to have gotten the 3 points, but if they can salvage a point and a draw out of this one, would be huge here late. Tulu ridden off the ball, tried to go up the middle. Now down a man. You would imagine Rhode Island, they have an opportunity to clear it. They're just going to take the long feed down the field.
No, absolutely. I think you're going to see some really tired legs now from Rhode Island being a man down.
Over the top, and Lee, a little bit of trouble with the ball on the far side of the 18. Gets the pickup, does the nice job when he couldn't get the initial pickup just to fall and smother it.
Yeah, he's trying to waste precious seconds off the clock, although he took almost too long, and Lucas Turchi was about ready to pounce.
Back to the left, nobody there for 901 FC. Will be pushed down, as Ward said. No, you're not going to throw it in up here at the midline. You have to send it on back.
And of course, Rhode Island FC, they're going to take their precious time. But Jeff, I'm curious to know what the real stoppage time is, because it's certainly not going to be the 9 minutes. Because we probably ate into 4 minutes of the stoppage time, tending to Knight Pickering, and there's also a goal scored. So we could get up into, we could have another.
I'm going to say 102. That's going to be my guess. If I'm going to roll the dice here, because we were going to go to 99 minutes tonight with the 9 minutes of added stoppage time. So we'll go 101, 102 tonight.
Yeah. I'll say 103.
All right. Long to the near side. Looking for Meza. And Meza was the player that was lined up with Cariaga. Cariaga ended up taking that free kick and getting the goal scored to bring it to a 1-goal game. Again, Rhode Island just 10 men after the red card on the keeper, Koke Vegas, in the 87th minute. In an angle that he's taken tonight, he is coming out of 18. That was at least his third time. He's had a couple of dual headers, then trying to break it up, made contact with Knight Pickering. He was, as you mentioned, the last man back and out of the box.
Yeah, that was really the only wrong foot he put all game. It happened to be a big one, getting a red card, and then, of course, 901 FC scoring immediately afterwards. But we'll see if it ends up hurting them in the long run.
So it'll be coming up here soon on the 99th minute. That just airmailed out.
Yeah, a sign of frustration there from Lucas Turchi. As I mentioned before, he's got an incredibly powerful left foot, as you saw there, but unfortunately for 901 FC, just nowhere near the target.
And look, he still may get it, but Koke Vegas, had it not been for the red card, he still may get it. I mean, he had man of the match performance tonight. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, he absolutely had it locked in, and it's been really good performances all over the pitch for Rhode Island FC. I mean, the two center backs, Chumesi and Yayo as well, have also been very strong. Holstead in midfield for Rhode Island FC have also been strong, but there's also plenty of time left in this match. We'll see if Carriaga maybe can knock in another goal. We'll see a couple really good candidates for man of the match.
Now to split the defense there as they'll work it out to the right side. Well, now in the 99th minute, which would have been the original stoppage time, we'd have been looking for a whistle here in about 30 or so seconds. But again, Knight Pickering went down, and looks like they were doing some concussion protocol, had to make some substitutions. So I do imagine we're going to go a little bit over that. It's Ward. Ward turning. He'll pass up Tulu. Try to push it into the middle. Again, turned away. They just don't allow a lot of opportunity inside the, or at least on the cross, whether it's inside the 18 or right down the middle of the field. Sissoko. They'll deliver it over to the right wing from Leston Paul. Long and Lee hops up and takes it out of the air. And Memphis Dynamo FC playing in the top of the 18.
Looked like a penalty kick, Jeff.
They're asking for it. Let's see if they're going to get the contact. Boy, this would be huge.
Yeah, you see the ball whipped in from Oscar Jimenez, and just a lot of contact. Lucas Turchi just taken down inside the box from Yayo. And Matthew Corrigan gives the call.
Boy, if Memphis is able to rally and take the point away in basically the 90th minute plus stoppage time, huge. And maybe that's the momentum shift. Maybe I was talking earlier to you about they need something and they can put some goals in bunches at time. Could this be the match for Memphis? We were talking earlier. Could this be the match for Rhode Island FC to look back on? Now, all of a sudden, could it be the match where Memphis pressed on, never gave up, were able to salvage a point going forward?
You're exactly right. It's just been the effort. Not a lot for the first, essentially 88 minutes. 89 minutes didn't go right for 901 FC, and now they've just come back with a vengeance, but it's all on Marlon right now.
All right, Marlon Santos. 5 goals. That's 11th in the USL Championship. And again, the new keeper, Jackson Lee, after Vegas got the red card. And Memphis 901 FC on the penalty kick level the match up in the 101st minute.
Such a clutch penalty kick goal from Marlon right there, as you see. The beautiful smile showing off the pearly whites and the last name Marlon. The substitute goalkeeper Jackson Lee didn't stand a chance on that one, Jeff. And look, still a couple minutes left.
Potentially still have 2 to 3 minutes left in this match again after Pickering went down in the added time. 6th goal of the season.
Just an absolute banger of a penalty right there. Sent Jackson Lee the wrong way and whipped the ball into the far post. Opened up the hips there and just sent Jackson Lee the wrong way. Wow, Jackson Lee, he stepped into a heck of a match in this one. See Marlon right there, maybe talking a little bit of noise to the Rhode Island FC bench.
Yeah, keepers are pretty much at the mercy to guess left or right. And Marlon said, you can guess either way, I'll just throw it in the middle. If you're going to lunge either way, I'm going to have the open net.
And he ended up getting that goal back. You know, we saw him in the first half pretty much miss a wide open net right at the corner of the 6-yard box, and he gets it back. And we'll see if 901 FC continue to press on.
Well, how frustrating is it going to be for Conno Smith now that it looked like he had 3 points in the basket? He'll still get a result unless Memphis 901 FC pull something out here. Now we're in the 103rd minute. You called 103, so
Yeah.
you're going to get it on our guess either way.
I'm going to move that up to about 105 now. But listen, there's no reason for 901 FC to take their foot off the gas. You're a man up. It's the end of the game. You're at home. It's about getting 3 points. You want to get 3 points at home and continue to move up the table. Uh-oh.
Well, breakaway, and could they get their points back? They'll leave it on the right side. Shot, and that is going to rattle around, but Tyler Derrick will pounce on it. Colin Smith nearly gave Las Vegas their points back. Will 901 FC have one final opportunity? Can they find the net? It's Marlin. Leads at the shot, and it's just wide. Cariaga looking for his second goal that would have been a difference maker.
Huge opportunity right there for 901 FC. You can see Cariaga just scream to the heavens there. It was set up perfectly on his left foot. You saw there was the opportunity to counterattack right there. It's a really good strike from Colin Smith and whipped off the turf. It looked like maybe some turf might have whipped up and hit Tyler Derrick in the face, but man, it was set up on Samuel Cariaga's left foot perfectly. He just couldn't quite get that one on target.
And again, there was 9 minutes of stoppage time, but then Pickering was down for a couple of minutes. That's put us in this extra time. Then the goal score. You got to think, though, realistically, now you're probably within a minute or so of this match being whistled a final. And they'll let them play on here as this ball's going to get out of bounds.
Look at Akeem Ward, the captain for 901 FC, still buzzing all over the pitch. 901 FC, they want to get 3 points out of this one. You can see how quick they're moving.
Here's Ward. Crossing. Marlin, it's going to be high. And that was the final chance. When Marlin that close had a one-time opportunity, but it vaulted it too high over the net. If that ball had been level, Memphis could have pulled it out over the last 13 minutes, but just up under that one. Never could get it down for the solid strike he wanted. But boy, when it looked like Rhode Island FC was going to get the 3 points, tip your cap to Memphis 901 FC. They stuck with it, took advantage of a red card, and they're going to pull out a point at home. And now we have a red card. There is going to be a little talking going on after this match. Not exactly sure who said what down there, but we saw a card pulled.
Yeah, and it did look like it was a shade of red. Jeff, you see Rhode Island FC, they're obviously not pleased with how this match finished, but they can't look at anybody but themselves. I mean, Coque Vegas, who had such a good game, you know, we were singing his praises for the first, 70, 75 minutes of this match. And then that red card really flipped this game on its head and changed the game. Kudos to 901 FC for sticking it out, gutting it out until the end.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up here. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we're going to take a look at how this match went. We'll take a look at some final stats. We'll get JJ's final thoughts. What a thriller this one was as Memphis rallies late to pull out a 2-2 draw against Rhode Island. We're back in just a moment. Well, a thriller here tonight at AutoZone Park in Memphis, Tennessee, as Rhode Island FC saw their 2-0 lead at the 90th minute disappear into a 2-2 draw. McGlynn in the 18th minute, Brito in the 67th minute, but here comes 91 FC.
What a free kick that was. Clutch free kick as well from Samuel Carriaga, left foot, whipped it right over the wall.
And there's the penalty kick. Another look at that free kick. Outstanding, just over the wall. And then again, Marlon, his 6th goal of the year on the PK that tied it up. He had a chance as time expired, but just couldn't get the foot solidly on the ball. Possession dominated by Memphis, 67-33%, as 91 FC outshoots Rhode Island 20-8. But quality shots, 5 of the 8 shots by Rhode Island on target tonight. Expected goals, they come out about right as it's 2-2, 3 corners each side. Memphis wins 54% of the duels and 16 fouls on Rhode Island, 8 on Memphis. For 91 FC fans, it was a lot of nerves for 89 minutes tonight, JJ, as far as your final thoughts. And then we ended up playing, I believe officially, 109 minutes, 2 seconds. So a lot of time added on. Again, as Knight Pickering had gone down in extra time after the red card, and then the goals in the second half. So these teams, with not a lot of recovery from Saturday night on a short night on Wednesday, poured all they had out tonight.
Absolutely, and you see the fans in the backgrounds. They got almost 20 minutes of extra free soccer. See the Bluff City Mafia right there cheering on the boys in blue, and they really should. You know what a comeback that was. 91 FC, they were dead in the water up until the 90th minute, Jeff, until Coque Vegas got that red card, and we saw the 2 goals in stoppage time. And 91 FC, it looked like they were going to kick on and potentially win the game, but time just ran out on them, and Marlon Santos was a Herculean effort on his part, just in terms of his effort and his work rate.
Well, that'll wrap things up here in Memphis tonight. Again, Memphis 91 FC and Rhode Island FC, they played a 2-2 draw and a thriller that went to a lot of added time. For everyone involved behind the scenes tonight here in Memphis, my broadcast partner, JJ Greer, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Have a good night. This has been USL Championship Soccer.
United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.